Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 14 Week 10 Bear Cave games. We are back and we are starting the push for the postseason as we've got 5 weeks left. Let me know if you can hear me before we get started, and if this is your first time watching the SFA, welcome. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can join at any time. You don't need the game. You can pop in, claim a team, set the depth chart, set your playbooks and schemes. You can recruit players. You can hire coordinators. You can participate in our fully functional sportsbook. You can also participate in our fully functional stock market economy. It's a great time, and if you decide to watch live with us as well, we are affiliated, so you might run into some ads. So in order to not miss any of the action, make sure you subscribe with your Twitch Prime. It is free when you link your Amazon Prime account, and any and all revenue made through the Twitch channel does fund your guys' national championship trophy and care package. And in that care package is Home Field Apparel, our partners, our friends over there. They have been cooking as of late, as they just released a Virginia collection. They're also just announced their March Madness drops. They're going to do a new drop every single day until Selection Sunday, starting on Monday. So check them out. Obviously, I'll always post. But use code SFA for 15% off any time. And if you want more SFA content throughout the week, check out patreon.com/the SFA. You can get an additional game day. You can get the Playoff Push podcast as well. So it's a great time. So check it out and support the channel. And if you want a free option, just follow us on Instagram, Simulated Football Association over on Instagram. I post daily media content there as well. So all of the brand pushes and stuff out of the way. This is BearCave, so if you haven't been here before, this is where we take the 10 best games of the week. We watch them sim live and jump in at the end if the games are close. So it's going to be a good one here, and I'm going to pop back the overlay. No, I just leaked our game day. We have a great game day coming up between number 3 and number 4. Later on. Welcome in, guys, but I have to make sure I switch the quarter length because we had watch party last night. It was on 9 minutes. We switch it to 7 minutes for BearCave for sim stats, so everything stays correct. All right, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Zach posting his parlays, and betting's a big part of it. It's a lot of fun. Great way to earn some recruiting rewards and build your team. Alright, so now we are officially ready here. B-Dog could have had triple header game day. We definitely could have. This was definitely a big week for game choices. Unfortunately, there can only be one game day at a time. Alright, so we're going to start out in the Mountain West and talk about big matchups. You have two behemoths. Two of the 4 behemoths in the Mountain West going at it here today. San Diego State goes on the road to face Fresno State. So, Coach Piggy, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I don't believe he is here, as he is a bit inactive, but still a great team. This is a team that runs the triple option. This is the battle for the oil can. So, as always, we'll go heads and kick for the away team. And if you're betting on this game, this is a 2-point road favorite for San Diego State. I know Chad, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. There's no way I'm blanking. Chadley Brown is pissed about that line, as he is at home, and the over/under for this game is 61.5. And now the BearCave prop that we're looking for today is Chadley Brown pass touchdowns. Will he go over 2.5 or under 2.5? His cryo is claiming to be Coach Piggy. No, sir. All right, so just had to crack open my beverage today. No Monster today. I'm going with just a regular old Sprite, as we're at Bulldog Stadium here today. As always, it's heads and kick as we jump on into it. I can feel that this is going to be a very fun Bear Cave. couple SFA players on both sides here, as we are off here on week 10 BearCave, double digits. I mean, those games get that much tighter as San Diego State gets the first touchdown of the day. Fresno only gets a field goal. So it's looking like the triple option team playing well, but Fresno State takes the lead here in the second quarter. Can they pull away? No. San Diego State responds, but they miss a field goal, or miss the extra point, and they get another touchdown and have a 10-point lead at half. So Fresno State has to bounce back, otherwise this could get ugly, as Fresno State is the reigning Mountain West champions, and they enter the fourth quarter at home down 10, and they get a touchdown there, taking up about half of the quarter. So we're going to go one play at a time. You've got pot roast and sauteed spinach tonight. I forget that you guys are on the West Coast or on the East Coast, so it's like kind of like dinner time. I don't eat dinner till after we finish streaming today, and it's third down. We're not jumping in, and that is a touchdown as it goes up to 10 points. Remember, we don't jump in until the 2-minute mark, unfortunately. So San Diego State pulling away. We have to see, can Chadley Brown get a couple big plays here to get them back in it? And this one, does he get in there? Yes, he does. All right. So we're going to watch the onside kick. They still have all 3 timeouts here. So even if they don't get this, it's still not over for Fresno State, as it takes a nice bounce, but they can't recover it. I will not be drinking during a game day, Zach. That is not a good idea. All right, so here comes San Diego State. Well, first down will likely finish it off. They got Vic Wally in the backfield, the SFA player. Tight end, if we see him, is Uncle Boozer, and Wally goes. They're not really running the ball all that well today. They still have the lead here. Gets a gain of 5. So 3-point lead. Currently, they are covering. Offset yet again here for SDSU. Handoff to Wally. He makes a move, falls forward, and they give him the first down, and that will likely do it here. As Fresno State out of timeouts, we got to watch them finish it out, though, as they're inside the 30 now. So they go into victory formation. They are going to use the last couple of timeouts, and it does look like that they can make them snap it on fourth down here if they don't run a real play before then. So still a chance. Not much one, but still a chance. 3rd and 15, as you can see, the difference in the play clock. But a field goal will push this out of reach. They basically have to score on that fourth down. As it's 3rd and 15, they are going to run a real play. So if more than 6 seconds comes off the clock on this one, the game will be over. So Fresno State has to force stop. They are probably going to have to hope for going out of bounds and incompletion. So here's the snap. Can San Diego State finish the job? Wally in motion. They're going to throw it here. Brings a blitz, and he hits his man, and he's going towards the end zone inside the 5. And that's going to do it. A very aggressive play call wins them the game. And we are getting close to triple zeros. And that will do it, as San Diego State does find the cover on the road. And for those of you tracking the over-unders, the under hits on this one. So now all that's left to do is check Chadley Brown touchdowns, as this definitely was the play of the game. The linebacker just couldn't climb the ladder there. Safety couldn't get there either. Almost a touchdown. So big time win for San Diego State, taking down the defending champs. So this definitely gives them the head-to-head over Fresno State. So, you know, 1 down, 2 to go. You still got to worry about Hawaii. You still got to worry about UNLV, obviously. So a lot of work to do. But big time road win there for the Aztecs. They got the bounce there as well for that onside kick. It just didn't work out. And that was a bit of a questionable spot on that one as well. Rivalry game, battle for the oil can. UNLV, San Diego State next week. I would say that might be a game day game, but we got East Carolina and Tennessee next week. Schmierman for Heisman. You know what? I second that. I love me some Jerry Schmierman. All right, so let's check out how this one happened. Did we get 2.5, 3 touchdowns? No. Chadley Brown unable to do anything really through the air. As always, we'll go through the full stats. 3 touchdowns today for Nick Reed. Running the ball, they really didn't do much. This is a team that runs the ball very well, and they didn't need it. And Uncle Boozer, he only got himself 2 catches. One of them was in the end zone. And on defense, Nikias Bush, the SFA player, gets himself 10 tackles at the corner position. Plenty of TFLs. No turnovers. A couple of deflections. And 1 fumble for David Freeman. For Fresno State, Chadley Brown, 16 of 33. Just not the kind of day he's normally used to having. They were able to run it a little bit here, but it just didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. Is on defense, kind of a similar stack, decent TFLs. I think they did a good job on defense, just they just fell short a couple of times. That fumble might have been the difference. So as always, I am going to snip the players of the game here at the end. Everything does get posted to Discord right after the streams, and remember, VODs are available tonight on our YouTube channel if you do miss any of the action, and full highlights from game day will be there tomorrow. So we got San Diego State getting a cover. As now we move on to our next matchup here today. It's going to be a fun one. Another rivalry. We've got Notre Dame, who's has a few really big bummer losses in a row, some tough overtime losses, some tough, helmet catch losses, and now they have to face Navy. So Coco, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, or just kick or receive, sorry, since you are at home. Notre Dame, they are an 11-point favorite here on the road, and the over-under today for this game is 54.5. Now, if we're looking at the player props today, we're looking at defensive end Julius Nambo, the SFA player for Navy. Will he get a sack? So I don't see anything for Navy. They had a tough loss last week against Middle Tennessee State after starting the season 5-1. So we'll see if they can get a bounce back win here. This would be massive, as they would become bowl eligible. And we've got rain here in Annapolis. Oh boy, definitely favoring Navy. Now remember, this is a Navy team that doesn't run a traditional triple option military style offense. They've kind of gone away from that. We saw Notre Dame on game day a couple of weeks ago. So can they get it done? We're just going to skip all the intros, as we like to have our UI on the bottom. I don't see anything from Coco, so we're just going to go into it. No choice for him today, as we are off here in Annapolis. Next quarter, Navy gets a quick touchdown, looked like a long one as well, and they go up 14 here in the first quarter. A big start here for Navy at home. 17-0, Notre Dame is choking, but here they come, a big play there. They get 10 points back, down 7, and they somehow tie it. So 17 unanswered now for Notre Dame. Can Navy find a way to get back into this game? It's 17-17. We've got a true rivalry clash here in the rain as we go for the next possession. And that's a fumble recovery for a touchdown for Notre Dame. Unbelievable luck there. A scoop and score. So 17-0 lead for Navy erased, as now Notre Dame, they score 31 unanswered here. What a difference. What a tale of 2 quarters, 2 halves. But still a chance here for Navy. They've got to get at least one back here. Nothing really working. They get a deep one there on 4th and 10. Can they get a touchdown? Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a 1-point game, and that's going to be a turnover. And another touchdown, a 38-yard rush. This game is over. So Notre Dame stumbled out of the gate, and they somehow found all cylinders as they score 38 unanswered. This game looks to be over. And there it is. So Notre Dame gets it done. It was a bit of a scare there for a second, but they still wind up covering. And the over, I believe, wait, does the over hit on this? That's 48-55. Yeah, the over just barely hits. As they had a 94-yard throw to start to B. Hall. Crosby got a touchdown, and then it was just all Notre Dame the rest of the way. So Daryl Moses, decent start to the day, and then he kind of crumbled the rest of the way. And it looks like Rex Osland left the game as he did not get the bulk of the carries. Bernice Cesaro led in receptions, and Brett Hall had that deep touchdown. And on defense, Thornburg and Lake, 4 TFLs here for the defensive tackle. And did Nambo get himself a sack? No, he did not. No interceptions. Couple of tip-aways here. And that will do it. As we check out Notre Dame, Warren Stevens didn't do much in the rain. The rain definitely impacting the pass game from both sides as they were able to get big-time yardage on the ground for C.J. Siegel. Dan Jolly leading the way. Ton of TFLs for everybody here today. A sack for Jonathan Butler. Interception for Charles Herring. Couple of deflections here or there. Nobody able to really bring anything in. And this was a defensive touchdown on a block. So it looks like he must have blocked a punt or something there for a touchdown. Always interesting to see teams jet out to an early lead and then stumble down the stretch there. For a second there, it was looking like Notre Dame was going to lose again. All right, so our second game here, we get another cover. As we continue on, this will now be our third game as we're going over to the Big Ten now as we have Penn State and Ohio State. Now, all the talk is about Maryland in this division. However, both of these teams are still keeping pace. They're still both one game back of Maryland. So this game has some massive implications. This is a true CPU versus CPU. I don't think Lance Malone or Terrell Flowens is quite back yet. I think they're both about a week or two away. So we'll see if Penn State can get it done. Coach Wallfly, if you are here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, but doubt you are here, as this is going to be a big one. 5-2, 4-3. And if you're betting on this one, it's a 4.5-point favorite for Ohio State. And the over-under for this game is 53.5. And our BearCave prop for this game is Deshaun Storm, the number 1 cornerback for Ohio State. Will he get an interception? A lot of SFA players on both sides here. A big-time Big Ten matchup. Definitely, both these teams are in a downswing from what they're used to in the SFA, but still a big game nonetheless here as Ohio State's going to score first. They get 2 quick touchdowns. Penn State struggling now. Can they find a way? They do get one back. Do not want to get down behind Ohio State multiple scores as they're down 11 now here at halftime. So as we head to the third quarter, Penn State battles back. No, they give up a touchdown. They get one back, though. It's only an 8-point game. 1 possession, but Ohio State scores again. So Penn State's going to have to really count on the defense, and it's not looking like it as it's still a 15-point game. They have the ball, but they're going to have to score quickly. They get a big play. That really helps. 4th and 5. They don't get the first down. Ohio State's going to take over and likely finish this game out. Ohio State, once again, finding a way to win, and this one is a banger. As the over hits, Ohio State does cover. Once again, we've got a cover fest here in the SFA to start, as Dallas Jacobs gets 2 touchdowns in the first half. Dallas Jacobs got a 77-yarder. And Dallas Jacobs completely popping off here. So Dudley Steele, the SFA player, transfer from Tennessee, 18 of 35, 2 touchdowns and a 1 interception. And Javon Campbell never really got his game going. He didn't even get the most carries. It was mainly Dudley Steele, who's not even really known for running. As Tyquan Saturn, the SFA player, gets 9 tackles. They get 3 TFLs. Romaine Ernest, the SFA player, getting himself a sack. Interceptions, Mike Brown got himself 1. They got a forced fumble, but they did not recover it as they lose by 15. So now Ohio State, Vincent Hoffman, 11 for 17, 191, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not a great day for him, but remember, he is a backup. They really leaned on the running game. Dallas Jacobs, this is an offense that reminds me of their national championship run, that triple option that they love to run. Dallas Jacobs gets 4. Not really a lot of production from the receivers. And on defense, 3 TFLs here for a lot of these guys. No sacks on the day. And interception goes to Leon Schroeder. So not a Sean Storm. So that does not hit either. You get a couple things hitting here or there. All right, so 3 games in, 3 covers. And then we had 1 under and 2 overs now. So interesting start to the BearCave. Yeah, that was a big win against Virginia. Virginia does, I think it's a playbook, Eric. They have the talent. I'm just not sure why they suck. All right, so we're moving on down the left-hand side of our graphic, as now we get Missouri and Nebraska. This Big 12, these mini races happening. This is definitely one of the most competitive conferences in the country as we get Tribe back on stream. Now, Tribe, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. I know you want to rock all white today, so that's what we're going to do. Got to find that old style white helmet with the old throwback. There we go. Well, let's see if you have any other whites here. The Liberty Bowl white. I like the Liberty Bowl white. All right, we're cooking. Tails in kick. So this is a 9-point home favorite for Nebraska. Kind of disrespectful considering how well Missouri has played this year. 55.5 over under line. And for the BearCave prop, we're looking at Dallas Johnson receiving yards, the top receiving target for Nebraska, over under 64.5. DiGiorno betting against himself. He's cooking. It's all right. Greener pastures ahead for you, DiGiorno. So we'll see if Missouri can get a big-time win today. If they do upset Nebraska, they will be in firm possession of second place if Iowa State starts stumbling. Crazy division here. You could see Colorado get into it. You could get Missouri back into it. Iowa State, Nebraska. This is definitely a fun one. All we know for sure is Arkansas is dead. Poor Arkansas. All right, here we go. We are in Lincoln. He wants tails. He wants kick. Here we go, folks. And he does not win the toss, so they will receive. Can Missouri do something special here today in Lincoln? Nebraska starts out with an early touchdown. A response almost gets home, and 14-0. We've seen this a lot today, jetting out to early leads, but these teams start to battle back. There they go. They got a defensive play. Something happened, and now, oh no, This is not looking good, but they get a field goal at the end of the half. Down 14 here as we enter the fourth quarter, and they keep holding them to field goals. That is encouraging, but you need the offense to start playing. Oh, dear. Skip Stackle gets himself one, and this is where they start to die. 34-10. 34-18. All right, we're starting to cook here as we need a defensive play, as this is still a 16-point game. Can they do it? They do. Down at 10. Now remember, we're not in the point where we can jump in yet. The 2-point conversion doesn't work. Can they stop them here? Yes, they do. So they need a quick touchdown now. And that doesn't work as they almost get the comeback, but they end up losing by 13. The cover still hits. The over definitely hits there for Nebraska as Missouri loses. As interesting game here. Missouri just could never really stay in the game. Sandro Lindano got himself a touchdown. Still not quite there yet, Coach Tribe, as Terrell Hunter, the senior man. As we had Cronin throw the ball once. 47 attempts, though, for Hunter. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ooh, Tier 1 sub from Cryo. Shout out to you, homie. Cryo definitely has overtaken Dogwater as my favorite coach in the SFA. As Sandro Lindano now, he gets touchdown. And how'd they do? Yaz Sussy again popping off 15 tackles, 4 TFLs. He gets 1 sack. And no turnovers here to speak of. Tons of deflections, so many missed opportunities here. They got 3 fumbles. The punter got himself a forced fumble. I guess your punter has crazy hit power, Cryo. Or Tribe. What the heck? As Julius Swain gets 3 touchdowns himself and run the ball. It was McKinley and it was Swain. And did our guy hit the over? No, he didn't. Dallas Johnson goes for the under. Oh, holy pancakes. All right, that's why they won. Missouri was just getting pancaked all over the place. As Jakeem Bobo, the freshman, leads in tackles. Couple of TFLs here. 1 sack for Bobo, the middle linebacker. Interception was Skip Stackle, the SFA player. Plenty of deflections themselves. 1 forced fumble. So Jakeem Bobo, watch out. He had a sack. He had a TFL and a fumble. He may be on the watch list for Defensive Player of the Week as we get on out of here. All right, Cryo, you're not my favorite anymore. Get out of here. There will be no UNC love today. Had I beaten Georgia Tech, I wouldn't have really cared what happened with UNC, but now I am pissed. Now we are going for the jugular. We are going to beat UNC by 100, considering we lost to them last season, so we're not doing it again. Yes, sir. It's been all covers so far. And we had the first game was an under, and then the following 3 were overs, I believe. As now, before we get to the crazy games, we're going to the Sickos game of the week. And this is Tulsa at Miami. So, Coach Harm, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive? Tulsa has been kind of a sneaky good team. I think they're on quite a bit of a streak going, but this is a 12-point favorite for Miami, and the over-under for this game is only 42.5, so not a lot of points projected, and we're specifically looking at Kendall Bradshaw, running back for Tulsa, over-under 149.5 as we head to the Conference USA. So, heads or tails, kick or receive if you are here, Coach Harm? Sickos Game of the Week. If you don't know what the Sickos Committee is, it's an online community really centered around real life football, where they're really into like the gross games, Maction midweek games, the weird safeties, disgusting kind of football things that a casual fan wouldn't be into. So the Sickos Game of the Week is really designed to give teams that aren't really, don't have a lot of draw, or there's not like a lot of pull to this game, where we showcase them. So Tulsa, This is a team who's reeling. They're normally pretty bad. They're on a 4-game win streak. This is a game where the sickos would be paying attention to. Exactly, and that's why you were on a couple of weeks ago. Maybe last week it was Texas State was on here against UTSA, I believe. So that's why we kind of jump into these kind of games. So we're in Miami. The team that got kicked out of the ACC for bad grades. As I don't see Coach Harm, so it's going to be heads and kick. So will Tulsa break the streak of the covers? And I'm starting to get worried for the Auburn game coming on up. So here we go. First drive of the day, and Miami gets an early touchdown. We know Tulsa loves to run the rock. And a long touchdown there as they throw it that time for 70 yards. Interesting start for sure. 7-7. We got a good one brewing here as Tulsa takes the lead. As Miami gets 3 back. Oh man, can we see an upset brewing here in Miami? As they're up 11 now. They go up 18. Tulsa, baby. But we get a touchdown before the end of the half. As we are going to go possession by possession now. Oh, wait, we're in the fourth quarter here. As they run a ton of timeouts. So now Miami really has to score. It's 4th down, and they punt it. Interesting strategy there, as a long drive could end the game here. As Tulsa, they have to punt it now. Miami has to score. Can they get back within a 1 possession? We won't jump in unless they do it. Yes, they do. All right, so we're going to sim the PAT, and the 2-point conversion is no good. So we're going to watch now the onside kick. They still have all 3 timeouts, so a chance to still win this one, but it looks like we are going to get a no cover at least. As Tulsa picks it up. Oh, he's going to return it. Can he break away? And he gets inside the 10. A big-time return there on the onside recovery. They overran the kick. So a touchdown here wins it for Tulsa. Bradshaw up the gut, and we don't know, does he have enough for the BearCave prop? They didn't show us there. 2nd and goal now, 6-yard rush for Bradshaw. Tulsa trying to get into the end zone. Handoff to the outside. He doesn't get it. Yes, Rick, I think it's happened 1 or 2 times. It happened, UCF did it in a watch party. 3rd and goal. Touchdown wins it. They are going to go out empty, so they're not going to give it to their best player. Can Tulsa punch it in? He's waiting. He gets sacked. No! He throws it, and it's tipped away. He had the touchdown. Herbert Davenport, what are you doing? It looks so good, then so bad. And they're going to kick the field goal only up by 5, so this will still be a 1-possession game. Kick is up, and it's good. So Miami still has a chance to tie it up. But Tulsa definitely left the door open for the Hurricane. So can Miami get back into this game? They are a big-time favorite today as they get a nice return here. Minute 28 left on the clock for the Independent. Bowl eligibility on the line for Miami. Minute 28, 1 timeout, plenty of time. Just remember, Miami is on a backup quarterback. See what they decide to do here. Delayed give to the running back. He doesn't get much. Looks like they're not too worried about time right now. Travis Birch gets 21. Or sorry, that's his 21st carry. He gets about 4. They're going to throw it now. They bring a blitz, picks it up, yams that to the corner, and it's a one-hander, and they call it a catch. Marco Fields. All right, no review. What a catch. He stabs the hand out there. And now they're in business. They're easily in yam range. Is now Fields over another big play. Mike Butler. They're hurrying it up now inside the 40. So Miami putting together a beautiful drive now. Bring a blitz again. It's picked up as yams it to the corner again. And once again open. Alex Whitfield gets the toes in. A little inaccurate on the sideline for Fields, but it hasn't hurt him. And now you can definitely see the talent disparity between these two teams when we watch them live. First. And oh, that was the play for Tulsa. He had the pick, and it went right through his hands. The defensive tackle dropped into coverage. 2nd and 10. Miami lives to fight another day. That's now twice Tulsa has choked. So 2nd and 10 now. They're in the red zone. Fields. He's yamming it deep. And it's caught. Touchdown, John Stone. As now they got to go for 2 to tie it. So the 2-point conversion to send this game to potentially to overtime. Fields, man in motion. They are going to throw this, and he dumps that off, and he's short! No, wait, they give him forward progress? Unbelievable, we got a tie game. I totally thought he was short. No review. Tulsa is getting absolutely screwed. Holy cow, 31-23. Tulsa had the ball inside the 10. They couldn't score. They had to settle for a field goal. Miami drives down, scores a touchdown, and gets the weirdest 2-point conversion ever. Oh boy, Tulsa fumbling the bag today. This is what low-level Conference USA teams do. It's almost intercepted! Herbert Davenport trying to give this game away. Second and 10 now here for Tulsa. Plenty of time to still have all 3 timeouts. Herbert delivers a strike. He hits him this time. Now they're up around the 50. First and 10 here for Tulsa. They hurry up to the line. Still 3 timeouts as clock is ticking. Under 40 seconds. Davenport to the boundary, and he hits his man out of bounds. Gerard Henderson for 6. Welcome in, Harm. I'm not sure if you've missed some of this, but Tulsa had the win in the bag about 5 minutes ago. 2nd and 4 now, 34 seconds left. Davenport drops back. He throws that over the middle. It's dropped! What are we doing, Tulsa? Every chance for Tulsa, man, and they are just continuously folding. 3rd and 4. Tulsa doing their best Florida State impression. Welcome in Jackie Moon. 3rd and 4, Tulsa. Davenport, he steps up, and he's sacked! Fumble! The Hurricanes have it! A colossal failure here in the 4th for the Golden Hurricane. And I just realized, folks, this is the Golden Hurricane versus the Hurricanes. So the battle of the storms, basically. All right, Miami now a field goal away, and now they drop the ball. Miami's been doing everything right, and now they have the advantage, and now they want to just sell. What in the world are we watching? This is certainly a sicko's game for the ages. Every play just has me on the edge of my seat here. He's got Fields dropping back, delivers that one over the middle, a little bit of a drag route. John Stone gets 7. As they're not going to call that final timeout. The clock, now they do. So a 3rd and 3 out of field goal range. They are in yam range, though. Can Tulsa survive to overtime? 3rd and 3 here. Fields drops back. That's going to be a first down and a stiffy, as they're going to be able to get a play off here. They are just going to spike it now. So 1 play left. It would be a 57-yarder from this range, so I don't think they will be attempting that. Oh, yes, they are. The field goal formation is out. So to win the game, it's about a 56.5 yarder to send to Tulsa packing. The kick is up. It has some nice leg, and it's no good. Wide left. We're going to OT. Oh, my goodness. All right, Harm, you're here. Heads or tails, offense or defense? Heads or tails, offense or defense? 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 Defense. All right. So a wild game already. All right, Tulsa. Miami has the ball first here, 31-31. Yes, Cryo, that's how it works. As you get a fake flip out wide, and this play actually works for once as Travis Birch gets 4. So threatening the red zone here, Miami. Just missed that 57-yarder. They're floating it deep to the end zone. It's intercepted! Big mistake here for Miami as now Tulsa has a chance to win it. So any score now for Tulsa is a winner. Anything outside of a turnover or a fumble or something as Bradshaw goes down in the backfield. 8 TFLs today for Brandon Montgomery. Holy cow. As Kendall Bradshaw, he's hovering around that over-under line. Not quite there. He needs 149. So if you bet that line, you desperately need him to start running. 2nd and 12 here is Bradshaw gets it again. He runs over 2 guys, and he still gets back to the line of scrimmage. So now you got to call into question the Tulsa field goal kicker. How good is he? Does he have the leg to make a 30 to 40 yard field goal, 40 yarders? Got Davenport here dumping it off, gets a lot of yardage back, but it's 4th down. And they are kicking the field goal. So to win the game, this one's a 35-yard field goal from left hash. To do what Miami couldn't, the kick is up, and it is good! And Tulsa survives, even though they should have won. That result doesn't matter. That's our game day coming up a little bit later. But Tulsa somehow wins after completely choking the game away. Crazy game here, folks. Unbelievable. As that's a 5-game win streak here for Tulsa. I can't believe Miami didn't hit that field goal. That would have been legendary. I don't know how this was a 2-point conversion. He was so short, it wasn't even funny. So Tulsa wound up winning. They beat Miami clean. As it was a big time over, and Tulsa breaks the cover streak. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with the, and I can't, dude, this Herbert Davenport guy, he loves to sell these games, man. It's his favorite pastime is choking away a game, but 34-31, they end up getting it done. A big-time pass there, then it was just Bradshaw doing his thing. John Stone tried to make a miraculous comeback, and they just couldn't. So not even that bad of a game here. Bradshaw, obviously the man. Also was a big part of their offense in through the air. 14 pancakes for the right guard. John Johnson gets 11 tackles, 2 TFLs here for Wells, no sacks, 1 interception. Joe Roberts there at the end. Couple of tips away. They did get a fumble here by Kenny Cole. No, the bet was an under, so the under hit for that bet. Is Marco Fields had a great game towards the end. That critical interception was the difference. John Stone has had a great game. Really one of the last good players from those Miami teams that were playing in ACC championships just a couple of years ago. Has got 17 tackles here for Montgomery and Brent Gaines. Unbelievable. 8 TFLs. That's crazy. Perry Crenshaw. 2 sacks there. No interceptions. Couple of deflections. 1 forced fumble. And they did get the recovery. It was that QB fumble. No, it's specifically his rush yards, so it's an under. So Cabbage knew what was about to happen. All right, so now it's time for one of the, if not the most bet line in SFA history. Florida and Auburn. This game has sparked a lot of discussion this week about if Auburn deserved to be a 21-point favorite. Florida at Auburn here. Record-wise, yes, but overall-wise, not so much. So, Dogwater, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I know he wants to wear all orange. In Auburn, they'll be in their all whites. All right. So, this is a 21-point favorite for Auburn. The over-under for this game is 50.5. And the line we're watching is Calais Ingram tackles. Over-under 6.5. So can Auburn shock the world? I have 14K on Florida doing anything but losing by 21 plus. Come on, Florida. Please. And we've got rain. That is not good for Auburn cover bettors. Oh, baby. The rain is not good if you're looking for a cover, as Florida does run triple option now. But this is a very good offense for Auburn. When we watch them live, at least, as we're going to get a heads and a kick here. Can the Gators find a way? So Auburn, a quick touchdown to open up the game. Florida does respond. That's what we like to see. I would like to see Auburn pull away, though, because I do like Auburn this year. I really think that they deserve a chance to do something, but they're now losing by 1 here at a halftime. Oh, dear, guys. What are we watching? As now they take the lead by 4, but Auburn takes it back. And we've got a good game. It's going to take a fourth quarter masterclass here for Auburn as they are now up 10. Folks, the cover is alive. Watch out as now Florida, we're going to go slow. Florida, they can't do anything. No, Auburn, chill out. Yes, an interception for Florida, keeping it at 10. We like those odds as now the offense isn't doing much. Here they come. Are they going to make this a game? Florida? Yes, they do. So down 3 here is now we're going to jump in. Auburn up by 3, so it doesn't look like we're going to get the cover for Auburn. But can they win this game? Can they run it out? Brandon Price getting the carry to the outside. He gets a block, and that's going to be a first down. Brandon Price, the transfer from Oklahoma, one of the best transfer portal gets of the season. Yeah, I mean, this isn't your typical Auburn. Auburn has really not been good in the SFA. They had 1 year where they got up to about 5 in the coaches poll, started, I think, 5-0. and then they completely fell apart after the Hail Cardale legendary Hail Mary. So 2nd and 2 now here for Auburn. We'll hand off to Brandon Price, and they give him the first down, and Florida's now out of timeout. So that should do it here, folks. Auburn's going to win with a no cover. As had you guys taken my suggested line of around 7 points, this would have been a much better result. But no, Dogwater had to say 21. These Patreon picks are always ridiculous. As we'll see if Auburn runs another real play. 27-24. Florida is a decent team when they're running the triple option this year, I will say. They've gotten better. Democracy only works when everybody is taking it seriously. When people are just memeing it, then no, democracy does not work. As 4th and 17, but that's going to end this game. Auburn gets it done. A big payout for a lot of people who took Florida to cover the spread, myself included. I put 14,000 on it, so boom, nice little 13.5K profit there. Makes up for my other parlay that missed. And as we hit triple zeros, Auburn survives. They keep pace. In Auburn, they have to keep getting these wins in conference. They already had that loss to Tennessee. I don't think that they want to win the division, as weird as that sounds. They don't want to win the division, as I think getting 11-1 and getting locked out of the conference championship, or even 10-2 locked out of the conference championship, gets them into the playoff. So I believe the under hits on this one, or no, the over hits by 1 point. Another beautiful line here. Yeah, 51. Oof. Yeah, Syracuse is a good team. I wasn't necessarily shocked by that one. They've had some injuries, dropped a couple of games. But I really liked Pittsburgh this year. That was kind of a tough result. Brandon Price and Jackson kind of helped them win this game. As Jared Johnson was the starter, kept him in it. He did throw one interception. Brandon Wilson. J.R. Mullins. And on defense, Trevor Miller as 4 TFLs here and 2 sacks on the day, 2 interceptions, and Duke Archbishop III gets himself one, the SFA in-game recruit. No fumbles. And here's Jake Ramsey. He just got rumored to be going to the portal, or at least interested in it. He only puts up 1 tackle on the day. And Auburn, Alfonso Jackson, 9 of 19, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not his best day, but as long as Brandon Price and him are running the ball well, it does not matter, as LaHonda Dickerstick gets himself 15 yards. And on defense, you get a couple of TFLs. Multiple guys here as Calais Ingram. Did he get the 7 or the 6 tackles? Calais Ingram at 5, so the under hits there. He does get an interception, though, today. Love this player. As Ira Gibson gets a deflection and a fumble. Did they recover it? Yes, they did. It was Mike Bush. All right, so that will do it here for the left side of the bracket and the Patreon Game of the Week. Remember, if you do want to join Patreon for bonus content each and every week, check out patreon.com/the SFA. All right, so now we get on to the right side of the bracket. These are the big time games of the week, and we've got quite a few of them this week. This is one of the better game day polls we've had really in recent memory. As we are going to start with a age-old rivalry, one of the best rivalries in the Big 12 historically. Baylor going on the road to face Iowa State. Obviously, different coaches, different cores, but it's Flame versus Iowa State. There's always going to be some fireworks. So, Flame, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as Iowa State is a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under in this game, 61.5, and our BearCave prop is Kevin Kramer. Anytime touchdown, the tight end for Iowa State. He had some big plays on game day in the Cy-Hawk matchup versus the Cyclones. Or not the Cyclones, versus the Hawkeyes. So here we go. Can Baylor, they've stumbled a little bit here. They were a top 10, I think, preseason team. If I remember correctly, they were for sure ranked for quite a while. Coach Flame, his first year back, hasn't had the same kind of year he's hoped. As we get heads and kick to start the day, as we're in Jack Trice. Iowa State continuing to try to control their division, and they start out with a touchdown here. Baylor unable to respond as Silva continues to try to run it. He does. 7-7, 14-7 here for the Baylor Bears. 14-10, and they extend the lead to 11-18. This is an Iowa State team who struggled last week, but they somehow found a way to win against Missouri. And Baylor's giving it to them on the road, but Iowa State, we know this team can score. Can they find a way to bounce back? They don't. So now they got to rely on the defense. They get a stop. Can they get something going here? Iowa State driving. Can they get back within a possession? And it's 4th and 1. What's the call? They go for it. They get a first down and they score a touchdown. We're not quite ready to jump on into this game. But, oh, baby, this game looks like it's an instant classic as Baylor now trying to run this game out. Remember, we jump in at the 2-minute mark. As here we go. 2nd and 12 here in the Baylor-Iowa State game. As they hand this one off to Silva, he falls forward, and they're trying to make an upset happen. 3rd and 2. They are probably a first down away from winning this game as they're able to run off quite a bit of time there. Morris in the backfield with Silva. 3rd and 2. Can Flame get a big time win? Corner blitz. He's yamming this deep. And he hits his man. What a throw. Edwards brings it in. Eric Morris, his 5th touchdown of the day, puts this game away. Just a true hate touchdown. That is the touchdown you throw against your rival. Holy Toledo. That is disgusting, definitely. But now there's still time for Iowa State. If you're going to give that up, at least, you know, you want to give up a touchdown as they quickly score here. All right, so we are going to watch the onside kick now. They desperately need this one. If they don't get this onside kick, it's over. So 42-39, and they can't get it. Brandon Edwards, the man who caught the touchdown, gets the onside kick, and that should end this game. He made a beautiful catch there. And that was Richie Boots in coverage, the transfer from West Virginia. As Iowa State may be taking a 3-point loss, and now this may give Nebraska once again the best chance to win this ridiculous division. As an Iowa State loss is what everybody needed. So we'll see if Coach Flame can put them away here. 42-39. Score we don't see too often. Very well could be a scoregami. Been seeing quite a few scoregamis. So 3rd and 15. So we saw Baylor, they yammed it deep on 3rd down and 2, and they got a touchdown. Then Iowa State simmed back into a touchdown. But then Baylor got the onside kick. So we're just going to sit here, let them run it out so that there's no freebie plays for Iowa State. Make sure Baylor comes away with the victory they deserve. As we get an over. And this is a Baylor win outright. So another top 25 upset this week. Definitely a shocker as Baylor, they had a tough stretch there, but we know Flame, he might have gotten them back. So boom, there it is. Coach Flame gets another big-time win against Iowa State in this rivalry. Eric Morris gets 5 touchdowns. And Iowa State, man, at home in front of their home fans, loses another one to Coach Flame. A taste that they are very familiar with. (42-39). Oof. Big win there for Flame. This Baylor team, very good on paper. They just haven't been able to really put it together. All right, so let's check out some stats here before we move on. 42-39 as, did we get a Kevin Kramer touchdown? Doesn't look like it, as Kennard Sellers got a couple. Eric Morris got himself 5 touchdowns. We saw his line. Brad Silva gets over 125. And on defense, 3 guys got over double-digit tackles. 5 TFLs here for Sean Phillips up the middle. 2 sacks. They got an interception for Pat Watson. Couple of deflections here throughout the team, and no fumbles. Definitely a high-scoring game here, as Iowa State Jamar Siggins, he kind of struggled, and this is an okay game. Kennard Sellers doing his thing like always, and Kevin Kramer, no touchdown on the day. And on defense, Stevie Scumbag gets himself 10 tackles, 2 for Britt here. A sack for Scumbag. No interceptions from this all-SFA secondary. Couple of deflections, though. Forced fumble for Charisma Mukaida, but he was unable. He gave up the touchdown, I believe, number 47. So that will do it here from Jack Trice. As the Big 12 North continues to devolve deeper and deeper into chaos, is now I think Nebraska has the lead. I'm not quite sure. We got to look at all the tiebreakers. Colorado might be jumping in there now. All right, now as we move on here in BearCave, we are on to Buffalo and Florida State. Florida State, a team who shocked quite a couple of people. He's gotten some good luck this year. Can he take down the behemoth? Really the last person that has a chance to beat Pinstripe this season, or take this division away from him, I should say. A win today puts Buffalo at least 2 games up over every other team in the division, and with 5 weeks left, very likely that they end up winning it. So Buffalo, heads or tails, kick or receive. I saw a pin here, and here we go, folks. I always remember when it's a user versus user game, I will always go with the away team, because they have the choice of heads or tails, whereas the other team has the potential for the reactionary. This is a 5-point favorite for Buffalo. The over-under of this game is 56.5. And the BearCave prop we're looking for, Brian Browning. A couple of weeks in a row, we've seen him get live touchdowns. Can he get a live touchdown today? Meaning we have to watch it live. That's a plus 800 line. It happened last week. Will it happen again? Florida State loves to play these tight games. They are back at home. Can they do it again? The Seminoles are reeling here at Doak Campbell, and don't see anything for him pinned, so heads and kick. All right, here we go. First quarter on tap now, as Florida State starts out with a field goal. Nice start here, but Buffalo gets a touchdown, but they missed the extra point. So early 6-3 lead. Buffalo adds a touchdown. Florida State unable to generate any offense. They do get one before half, and they stop Buffalo there right before half. A massive stop there inside the red zone, so only a 3-point deficit here. And a quick touchdown there for Florida State. They take a 10-point lead. Here comes FSU, baby. And they can't extend the lead. So as we head to the fourth quarter, it is a 10-point lead. Can Buffalo, though, do what they do best? They just dry you out. And Florida State, they are up 26-13 here. The tables have turned. Florida State, this would be a massive win, but here comes Buffalo, the big play. And can they score to get it back to a possession? Yes, they do. So we're going to have a good finish here, like always, folks. Remember, we don't jump in till the 2-minute mark. As we are jumping in at 4th and 7 here for Florida State. So a chance to secure the win here. Jericho Claxton, they are in no man's land. They are running as much clock as possible. Buffalo hoping to hold out for those timeouts. So Claxton, he's going to run the ball. That's not going to work, and Buffalo takes over. All right, so Buffalo down 6. They have the ball on their own 43. Can they come back here to win this game? They've been down the vast majority of it. They dump this to mid-screen there, and he pushes forward, and he gets about 3. Clock continues to run. This time it's Eric Decker. He's up over 100 yards. Second and 7, they're yamming it deep, and he hits his man. It's an open man, and he breaks a tackle inside the 10. Jean-Jacques Dembele, the SFA player. And I believe that's a Jackie Moon submission player as well. If I'm not mistaken, he's an in-game recruit. So 1st and 10 here, a minute left. Buffalo reeling Omari Dunn up the middle. No Dale Shivers on the field. So that might be why they're losing. Team had a 13-point lead. Come on, Florida State. You did this with Georgia Tech. Don't do this with Buffalo. As they dump this off to Decker, and they stop him short. So Buffalo, they do need a touchdown here. 57 seconds left, 2 plays. 3rd and goal here for Buffalo. Sean Hill under center. They're going to throw it. Floats it over the middle. It's tipped. Drake Eklund, the SFA player. Fourth and goal. Game on the line. Buffalo needs a touchdown. They're in shotgun. Hill. It's going to be a screen pass to Dunn. He gets the catch. Can he get to the end zone? He does! Buffalo survives! Touchdown, Buffalo! To take the lead, yes, they do. 27-26. But they leave 48 seconds on the clock here for Florida State. And as always, death, taxes, Florida State, close games, BearCave classics. Oh boy, here we go again. So 48 seconds left for Jericho Claxton and company. All they need is a field goal. Now we know this team has had a tough time with field goal kickers in the past. Be interesting to see what they decide to do here. So Jericho Claxton, Monra Leuha on Billy Zoots, bottom of your screen, SFA player on SFA player. Claxton, he evades one and he goes down. No timeouts, clock is running. Jeremy Everett on the back. So 2nd and 17 now, 30 seconds left. Claxton just dumps this one off. That's Buggy Gumption. He stiffies one man and he spins down, unable to stop the clock. Clock continues to run here, and it continues to run. 3rd and 9. Not looking great here for Florida State. Thrash Daniels up to 7, as now they have basically 2 plays left here today. Dumps this one off again, Ken Moss, and that's going to end the game. So just a ridiculous 13-point blown fourth quarter lead here for Florida State as they lose, and Buffalo wraps up the division more than likely 27-26 here at Doak Campbell. All you had to do, man, was just get one more tackle on a screen pass. I can't believe it. 27-26, Buffalo maintains as their only loss is to Washington, who's on game day today. Jean-Jacques Dembele with a big play. And a fourth down screen pass wins the game. Unbelievable. After Drake Eklund made a miraculous tip, Omari Dunn gets the score. But we'll have to wait. The Heisman caliber guy, Dale Shivers, he's out of this game. We didn't see him, so we'll see what happened with him. Florida State just couldn't find a way. Has been a big-time BearCave for sure. A lot of great games. Remember, folks, he still got a full game day between number 3 and number 4. As Eric Decker got a touchdown, Beverly got one, Ruffin got one, Reed, Leuha. So Sean Hill, 27-44, 3 touchdowns. He's kind of taken care of those turnover woes, as Dale Shivers only got 10 carries today. Eric Decker went over 100. C.C. Schuster went over 100. Dembele got that big catch at the end. And on defense, 9 tackles here for Brown. Couple of TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 that we saw live. No interceptions. Couple of deflections. Forced fumbles, no. And then as we take a look at Florida State, Ken Moss threw himself one. De'Arco Claxton seemed to have a good game on paper, but when we watched him live, just couldn't do much. Ken Moss kind of held in check. Leuha got himself a big day working on Billy Zoots. 2 guys eclipsed 10 tackles. 3 TFLs here for Fisher. A sack for Fisher as well. No interceptions. Couple of deflections here and a forced fumble for Drake Eklund, and he recovered it, and a block. So maybe got a block fumble or something. So a big game here, 27-26 here in the ACC, as now it looks like Buffalo might be one of the early teams to lock up their division. And Brian Browning did not get a live touchdown, unfortunately. So 2 games left here, guys, and they are big ones. These are games that easily had game day potential. One of the harder votes of the season, as we've got a special one for you coming out of the Sun Belt now, between Southern Miss and Coastal Carolina. So, Coach B-Dog, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Southern Miss 16, number 23 Coastal. This is definitely going to be a game for the ages. Southern Miss has the best defense in the country statistically, only giving up around 10 points a game. So this is a 3-point spread here for the Chanticleers at home on the teal turf. And the over-under for this game is 53.5, as Coastal does have one of the best offenses in the country. Now, we are specifically looking at Pablo Smalls, the SFA player, former Georgia Southern player. He had an interception in the national championship. We're going to see, does he get a pick today? Now, last year in this game, Southern Miss did win. Now, this wasn't nearly as good of a Coastal team, and it was a better Southern Miss offense. So it's interesting to see is with D. Dow is gone, Southern Miss has gotten better. So on the teal turf, there he is, C.J. Irons, in one of the most explosive offenses in the country, battling the top defense in the country statistically. The unstoppable force versus the immovable object, as this very well could be a preview of the Sun Belt Championship game. Remember, the winner of this game is going to have a great chance at making the college football playoff if they can win out. Now, they might need some help from UNLV and Tulane dropping a game down the stretch, but this would be a big-time game. One of these teams, it will virtually be eliminated from the CFP contention after this game. So I don't see anything from Coach B-Dog, so it's going to be heads and kick per usual. And Coastal wins the toss. Here we go. This game's been circled on the calendar for all year long for both of these teams. And we are here on the teal turf. And nothing happening early on. Southern Miss getting the better of Coastal. 7-0 for the Golden Eagles. And Coastal finally breaks through. Remember, they do also have A.J. Samuel. A great running back, but still 10-7 here for the Golden Eagles. And Coastal now, but every time Coastal scores, the Golden Eagles quickly recover. And now we head to the fourth quarter. Coastal has somehow gotten a 4-point lead, and Southern Miss responds back and forth, lead change after lead change. Here we go, folks. We're under 5 minutes. Coastal mounting a beautiful drive, but they stall out. And the field goal is no good, wide right. So 24-21, they need a stop. Remember, this is a team that can't rely on their defense. Will jump in around the 2-minute mark. As it's a fumble, Percy Lockhart, the SFA player, gives Coastal another chance. But we're now into a fourth down situation, and they punt it. Oh, dear, here we go. 2 minutes left. Southern Miss can win the game if they can get a couple of first downs. They're in the triple option. This is Trey White under center. He hands this one off and to the outside, and they get about one. Remember, new fullback is there's no more Peyton Hillis back there. 2nd and 9 now across the 50. First down will likely win the game here for Southern Miss. As they hand the ball off here, that's DJ Hall, I believe. No, Tybo Rogers, number 4 this year. This is a team that loves to switch their running back numbers every season. So 3rd and 8 now. Will they throw the ball? Look at all these guys stacked in the box. I count 9. As they hand it off, a jet sweep. He goes to the corner and gets nothing. Tybo Rogers stacked in the backfield, and CJ Irons is going to get his chance. Choke job Irons with a chance to keep the season and the CFP alive. He's still in his senior year, trying to match his brother, EJ Irons, with a CFP appearance. As they're trying to pin him deep, and they don't. So here we go, folks. CJ Irons been held down pretty well so far as Southern Miss. This is 21 is already some of the most points they've given up all season long. Can Coastal find a way to get more? Watch the top of your screen. That's Pablo Smalls on their best receiver, Donovan Swanson. As CJ Irons now, he has time. He's jamming this deep to the other side. It's tipped away. He was trying to find Hart. Is Ty Hagglewood, the SFA player, tips it away. That could have been it. Spencer Hart is an elite player, 99 speed, 6'3". Top of your screen, Donovan Swanson. This team is elite. Can CJ find a way? Great pass coverage, and he finds Swanson on the sideline, working on Pablo Smalls. That's his 7th catch of the day. This is not going to be an easy drive for CJ. Probably the hardest drive of his career thus far. 1st and 10 on their own 36. Down by 3. They have no timeouts. He floats this to the sideline. A nice little 7 yards to Derek Alexander. CJ 17 of 31 today. Not his normal statistical output, but he is doing his best here. And no A.J. Samuel in the backfield, so it looks like he got hurt as well today, left the game. So that's a fullback back there as they bring a blitz. It's picked up. He floats this to an open man, and that's going to be a first down. Derek Alexander. So down one of their top targets and top offensive playmakers. They're across the 50. Minute 16 left. No timeouts. And potentially a shaky field goal kicker as they pick up the corner blitz. Plenty of time for CJ. He yams it deep, and he hits his man! Morris Brooks! Touchdown, Coastal Carolina! CJ Irons comes through! Bang, baby, bang! The offense beats the defense. They had one more receiver. Nobody checked the tight end. And CJ Irons yammed it deep. And now Southern Miss has their back against the wall, down 4. They need a touchdown. They got to find a response. John Henley returns it. 3 timeouts, down 4. Got about a minute. Can Southern Miss find a response? Remember, folks, if you're hoping to get to a playoff, you can't just rely on your defense to hold teams to under 10 points every game. You got to find a way to grind out some games. This is the test here for Southern Miss. Split back sets now. Trey White, and he breaks a sack, delivers it, and he gets it away. Dino Laverne in the area, but Trey White, a beautiful job evading the sack. So 2nd and 10 now, 1:02 left on the clock. So from what we've seen, Coastal's defense has been impressive. Trey White now in the backfield. He takes off this time. He finds some room out wide, and they bring him down. Nice job by the linebacker, not going for a big hit or anything, just trying to get him down inbounds, keep the clock running, make him force that timeout. So it's 3rd and 2 now, 57 seconds left. They're back under center. Man in motion. Third and 2, Trey White delayed give here to Tybo, and he can't do it. 4th down. Tybo Rogers has been unable to get any running room here late in the 4th quarter. They couldn't finish off the drive, and now they couldn't get the 3rd and short. Oh, man, look at them stack the defensive line. They're gearing up for a tush push, and they get the push, and they get the stop. Coastal Carolina takes over. I've never seen them line up like that in my life. That was incredible. As CJ Irons takes the kneel, and CJ does it. Does he shed the nickname? Choke job? I don't think so. 28-24, as long as they can get the final couple of kneel downs here. An unbelievable game here for Coastal Carolina. Back against the wall. They didn't even lead till the 4th quarter. As this should be the last snap of the game. As their only loss to this point was a 1-point watch party loss to Troy. A game in which they dominated for the vast majority. So they stay alive for a CFP bid. Southern Miss, we've seen crazier. Definitely wouldn't eliminate them from discussions. But there he goes. As we hit triple zeros, Coastal Carolina gets it done, and they control their own destiny now in the Sun Belt. CJ Irons, folks. The man, the myth, the legend, and dare I say, future Hall of Famer, as Percy Lockhart, the SFA player, gets 2 fumble force, 2 fumble recoveries. A beautiful, beautiful game here on the teal turf. An instant classic. It's that deep ball, the 45-yarder down the seam. It's just, you put the safety guarding 2 guys, he had no chance. And then they got the penetration there on the fullback dive. Great game. So Coastal gets the cover. And 1 game left here on BearCave. All right, so Southern Miss, they took the lead 10-3 or 10-7 as well. And then they just kind of went back and forth the rest of the way. So Trey White, 16-25, he gets 230. rushing the ball. They just couldn't get it live. They just kept getting stuffed live over and over. A lot of pancakes on defense. 8 tackles for Moose. A couple of TFLs for Quay Camaro, the SFA player. Dwight Benson gets a sack. No interceptions. So that line does not hit here for Pablo Smalls. And CJ Irons, 19 of 33, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not his typical statistical output in terms of yardage or completion percentage, but this one feels better. But now we await AJ Samuel. Did he get injured today? Yeah, he struggled with injuries last year. So we'll see. But Morris Brooks gets 2 touchdowns, the wide receiver. And Damar Moon there in the middle, big time. His SFA players on defense showing up in bunches here today. So Damar Moon gets a bunch of tackles. And then you had the fumbles here for Percy Lockhart. All right, so one more game here. And it's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. When I saw the schedule release at the beginning of the season, I was salty because there was a stretch. Georgia Tech, UNC, Tennessee, and Clemson back to back to back to back. So here we go. East Carolina taking on UNC. We're going to get a prediction going for this one, folks. So get your Bob and us ready. No spread or anything. Who wins? Now, if you remember last season, North Carolina pretty much spelled the beginning of the end for East Carolina, as they did end up winning the division, but they lost to UNC, and then the rest of the season went like this. Overtime win against Missouri, lost in the ACC Championship in overtime, and then got blown out by Georgia Southern in the CFP opening round. So get those Bob and us ready, folks. Remember, after this game, we will have a full game day. Got about a minute. So as we look at spreads, it's a 4-point road favorite here for ECU. 49.5 over under. And the BearCave prop we're looking for, Tavarius Trace. Will he throw an interception? He's fixed his interception woes as a transfer to ECU. We'll see if they can get a big win today. Remember, they fired their offensive coordinator over the bye week as they only gave Vanilla Vic the rock 9 times, their best player. So we'll see if they can fix it today. Here we go, folks. Time to stop playing around. Time to take down Cyrilaxis Brio. Time to reassert myself at the top of the ACC, as I cannot let Buffalo think that they run things around here. So let's go. ECU on the road. Time to go to work, folks. The ceiling is the roof, as they say here in Chapel Hill. And that's what we're trying to break through here. Georgia Tech was just a blurb, an outlier. It wasn't didn't show anything about our true talent. So let's see, ECU, can we get it done? All right, so I'm the coach. I get to pick. So we're going to go heads, and I lose the toss. Come on. No, I win it. And we're going to kick. Let's go. We're cooking. All right, here we go. 7 on the clock, and I am nervous here. We need a touchdown. Come on, folks. What are we doing? And we get 3 to start. All right, early lead. I'll take it. Defense is playing out of their mind. I love this defense. This is one of my favorite defensive units I've ever created, and they are doing wonders as we got a 3-0 game. What is happening? ECU takes a 10-0 lead, a true defensive battle, and we stop them at halftime. What is happening? 10-0. Oh, baby. Come on, ECU. I so thought we were going to lose this game. Please. It's only 10 points, but the defense looks like they showed up today. This team... Oh, what are we doing? But the offense still sucks. Come on, guys. Get a touchdown. Yes! 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 Back to two scores. Come on, get a stop. Somebody. Stop Brock Thunderbird. Dang it. 4th and 10. And they drop it. Let's go. A turnover on downs. ECU takes over. It's still a 10-point game. Come on, folks. We had to punt it 3 and out. That's not what I like to see. Can we please do something? Get this ball back, you barnacles. Yes, no! A long play to Clayton Forte. Stop it. And they continue to drive. This is going to be a close game. 1st and goal. Remember, we don't jump in, and there it is. Here we go. Minute 50 on the clock. They've got to get the onside kick here. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. And ECU picks it up, baby. Let's go, Ryan DeBose. You're good for something. I accidentally got him and had a recruiting fine along with him. He's done nothing. So here comes East Carolina. Can they shut this game out? Tavarius Trace, Vanilla Vic in the backfield, Black Sexton at tight end. Here we go. Vanilla Vic gets a carry. He breaks a tackle. He breaks another. He finds his way to the edge. And he loses a yard, but he breaks some time off the clock at least. He's up over 100 yards, 22 touches today. That's what we like to see here, as we are, I think, if we get about 5 yards in field goal range. But we'd like to just end this game. Vanilla Vic. Tavarius Trace is going to keep it. He's not really known for his running ability, but he can as he runs for 5. North Carolina takes their last time out. A 1st down here would seal the game. Please, ECU. Please, please. I've never wanted something so badly. 3rd and 6. Here we go. Trace, Vlad Sexton in motion. Quick option. He gets it out to Vanilla. And that's a 1st down and more. Vanilla Vic on your dome. Let's go. We needed that, baby. We desperately needed that. We have a decent kicker. But victory formation here for East Carolina. And it's going to hit, baby. Hey, Mike. Let's go. The no cover. The perfect scenario. Finally something goes my way. Finally something goes my way. See, I told you. It goes my way in the regular season. I am a regular season merchant, folks. Once we hit the playoff, everything goes against me, but I somehow get it done here today. Oh, I'm so happy. Let's go. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Tavarius Trace on your dome, baby. Woo! Yes, sir, I am a regular season merchant. I will sing it proudly. Come on, kick the field goal. Actually, don't. I don't want Mike to win. So ECU gets it done on the road, 17-14. They take down Syracuse Brio after they beat them last year in this game. Redemption tour started. Tavarius Trace puts together a classic as he gets player of the game, folks. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And is Cryo's favorite saying, absolute cinema. East Carolina, it looked questionable there for a little while. Looked like we were going to choke another lead. But no. We fired the offensive coordinator. They give it to Vanilla Vic when it mattered the most. And then Trace, on the 3rd down, was able to get the pitch off. Masterclass. All I wanted him to do was be a game manager, be able to run the offense, and that's what he does. Whew. And as I close out, Pirates Nation, let's sail, baby. All right, so let's see how this game ended. Trace got himself a rushing touchdown, Brock Thunderbird for 49. And then we got a touchdown to Moore. And Burt gets a touchdown back. Very low-scoring game. Definitely a defensive game for the ages. As the over hits on the interceptions, Trace did throw a pick, but he does have a decent day here. Vanilovic over 100. No touchdowns for him, but he doesn't need touchdowns. He just needs the volume, and that's what he did today, folks. As Ryan DeBose had a breakout game. Vanilovic doing his thing. Alex Kilpatrick, nice average. Vlad Sexton only getting 1 catch. Same with Mario Thurman. That's tough to see. Brantley does well. Flanagan leads us in touchdowns. TFLs, you get 2. In terms of sacks, no interceptions. How'd the trash can on my team do? Armani Campbell? Yeah, who cares? All right. 3 deflections here. 1 forced fumble for Blake Womack, one of my final players from my Colorado pipeline. And then for UNC, Josh Garrett. I got to give it up to Josh Garrett, dude. This guy is a baller. Tough average going against one of the best, probably the best cornerback core in the country. And he's still able to put up over 300 yards. Brock Thunderbird, the transfer from Mississippi State. Thank God he got out of there. He is super good. And this team is very good. And now we have this bit of circle of suck forming in the Coastal as UNC beat Georgia Tech beat ECU, and now ECU beat UNC. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of tiebreakers it comes down to as we get 3 TFLs here. Get a sack. The interception. Oh, my God. Sid Nash got the pick on me. Of course. Sid Nash. Troy Oxford. Dogwater's going to love that one. His Legion of Dread gets a sack or gets a pick on me. The line was interceptions for Tracy. Threw an interception. I don't know about a fumble. All right, so we're going to wrap it up, getting our players of the game. I can't believe I won. I'll take it by any means necessary. We are so back, baby. We are so back. All right, folks. So, as always, before we get on out of here, we are going to go through next week. So, before we do, let's make sure we can, we have one more game left. That's our game day. And then next week, we'll get a little preview of what's to come. And then, oh, baby, we got some bangers. Remember, week 11 is where teams are eligible to have their second game day of the season. So, Kansas State, Kansas. North Carolina, Buffalo will be a good one. You got App State, Charlotte. UNLV, San Diego State. Tulane, LA Tech, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Troy, Southern Miss, Maryland, Penn State, Tennessee, ECU, rematch for the first time. Actually, I don't know if this is a first-time rematch. Rematch of the Season 10 Citrus Bowl between me and Nick. Colorado, Utah, that's a big one. Wyoming, Utah State. As we go a little bit faster here, Baylor, TCU will be a banger. The Backyard Brawl, Eat Shit Pit. Some great matchups here as we continue on in Season 14. Rutgers and Army very well could be for the division. Chad Blunt takes on Washington. That's going to be a great game regardless of the result today. Nebraska and OK State's going to be a good one. Michigan, Illinois. And Florida State, Clemson. All right, folks, as always, thank you so much for watching, supporting the stream, interacting, or just being in the Discord, being a fan. Any follow, like on a video, just watching the stream is greatly appreciated. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes for game day as we've got undefeated Arizona, number 3, taking on number 4, Washington. So we'll be back here in a second. Peace.